Well, we're back at it, guys, and it's crappy, rainy weather. I did find a Georgian restaurant right here, though, that might be entertaining. But I think we're going to walk for a little bit. So you get to see what Warsaw looks like on a wet, rainy, dark night. Woo! Sell it really well, don't I? And in kind of like classic, we'll say, walking vlog fashion, we're not... I'm still debating where we're going to walk. Right now we're walking away from the MDM part of things. And look, you get the craziness of the cyclists trying to avoid the puddles. Rightfully so. I just got back from a run, and I can attest, it gets a bit wet. I did make a bit of an error from the earlier. And that is... running at 3:30 instead of like a little bit earlier. So we're getting our start time is because our start time is at 6. What's going on is everyone's now going out to eat. So if we end up finding a place to eat, it's going to be a line. Just to give you a perspective, so this is I don't know, some place, and there's a huge line out the door for people to get their bread, I guess. Trams. It's a busy Friday night. We'll go this way. Who knows what we'll find? It'll just be a true, you take a look, you see what you see. Got a milk bar right there. What I find fascinating is, like, you know, everyone wants to go to a city when the weather's nice. But if you go just when the weather's nice, you really don't get an idea as to what a place really is. I mean, come on, don't you want to see this yellow bird in the dark? Deal with the drunk people? Here we go, hold up. We're actually right next to this church over here. Been here before. It's really a good spot, actually. Got a coffee place right here. And if I remember right, our friend Miss Dominica, who was in our Gdańsk episode, she's got a breakfast place over here. I thought it was over here. Maybe. She can let us know in the comments. Got a little bistro right there. So here's the back side of the MDM right here. And then if you want to, what you can do, which we're going to do, I think we'll try to go into this church again. I remember what it looked like. It was pretty. It just looks a little bit really eerie at this time of night without any lights. I don't know, is this the door? Oh, it's mass. We're not going in, guys. You can hear the mass. But we'll go down this way instead. I got a plan. We're going to walk down to this next block, hang a left, and then we'll swing over, and who knows where we'll end up. We're not going to the other side of town, though, tonight. Sorry. Weather's too crappy, but over here, not too far, they have all these little cafes. I think the cafe, though, the one that I'm referencing for our friend, is in the other direction in the MDM Plaza. Another Vincent. It must be a franchise. We were just at this crosswalk, and someone had already hit the button to cross, but this older guy, he was in a pissy mood, I think is the best way to explain it. Even though other people were standing there waiting, I guess he didn't trust it. So he went over and he like banged his forearm against the meter, and even though it was still red, he crossed the street anyway. About halfway across, a car slammed on their horn, but then the thing turned green. I don't get it. Sometimes I just don't understand people, period. So here's a different vantage point of the church that they're doing mass right now that we couldn't get into. Well, we could have. We were just being polite. That's the key, folks. Got to be polite. Nothing wrong with that in this crazy world that we live in. You know, it's one thing about city life that I miss when I was living in Krakow is like, even on a wet night like this, the ability just to go for a walk. You know, you don't have to go far, but you can still like stretch your legs, see what's going on. I mean, this is beautiful right here. Look at this. Could have swung over one, but we're gonna go over one more street. I just like showing you, like, so this is another restaurant right here. These look like cute hangout spots. I imagine, anyway, the creative part of me. It's where friends meet up together, share a laugh. So I wish I hadn't turned off the... now here's an ice cream place. Look at this. So I'm walking right here, in the same lane that I'm in right now, okay? And granted, you can't see my face tonight because got the rain, so we're going to have to film it this way. But, so this guy, he's literally walking right towards me. Has his eyes glued on his screen. He's like a zombie. Kind of like this right here, this little sequence right here of... You got some lights from the building, but it's just like an eeriness of where the guy is like zoned out on his phone, looking down. And that goes back to my little side comment of, if you're, you know, going out for a walk, enjoying the air, even if the air quality is mediocre right now. So if you go down that way, the Romanian embassy, the American embassy, all the embassies are down that side street. I'm trying to get us away from the same routes we've walked before. A little bit of variety. So walking in Warsaw is already kind of crappy to begin with. Just from my own observations, you know, this isn't one of those qualities that I would say that Poland rocks on. It's just that people are just crappy walkers and they don't care. So you got wetter sidewalks, as you see, and the politeness is even worse. There's a Czech place over there I'm curious to try. Česká Kozlovna. You guys want to try it? Something different? So that didn't happen. I think it looks like it's just a bar to me. Like, I didn't see a menu out front. I just saw choices of beers. So someone will have to tell me. And I didn't want to just go in to just have a beer. I honestly just didn't want to be that guy. Hey. I'd rather go to a cafe if I'm going to do that. Because, you know, cafes serve beer, so it'd be even funnier. Go up, everyone's having their tea and their coffee. I'm like, hey, do you have a Kozak? So I think we're going to try... We'll walk farther into, like, the, you know, to the busyness. See what we can find there. I know some of you just like to see the streets just like I do. Even with the lighting the way it is, this building right here is very pretty in front of us. I just had to zigzag around a bunch of people who were being a pain in the ass. Oh, thanks. Didn't realize the bus was going to stop for me. I was just trying to get halfway across. That was nice. So here's some more people holding up a building. Some of you might recognize this from the earlier video we had, where we actually went into that church today. Here's some good-looking men doing their part for us. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your service. I don't know. It looks like we're creeping farther into the action. Some of you might get your wish tonight. I don't know. This section of town where all the embassies are and more of the government buildings reminds me a lot of when you're in Washington, D.C. And it's the same thing. It's like on a Friday night or Saturday. Like, that section of town is pretty dead. And it's only if you go like to Georgetown or to some of the monuments that you actually get the crowds. And I know if we go down a couple lights and we're on Nowy Świat, who knows if I said that right, That's where we will find people, even if it is raining. So we're at the Charles de Gaulle Circle. I'm translating it, hopefully correctly. And the Museum, I think, of Natural History is over there. But you see these lights? It's the same lights that you see over at the MDM. But what I wanted to point out at this circle, which cracks me up, what's up with the palm tree right there? Like who thought that Warsaw needed a palm tree? But then again, when we were in Gdańsk, didn't we see the home of the palm tree as well? So I don't know what to tell you. Just find it a bit fascinating. So this is the machine that got the tomahawk a little bit earlier. I'm so happy that guy did that. It really warmed my heart. And see, we go this way. You don't want to walk slowly on these. Oh, see, look, he's already turned. The temptation is already. Oh, here we go. Real-time pass, guys. Real-time pass. Now, some of you might be asking, the distances that I cover, I probably could see a lot more if I, jumped on a tram or a bus. And you're absolutely right. But, as I said, kind of into the whole walking thing. That's how I do my vacations. That is my vacation. So, it would defeat the purpose to do so otherwise. The bright lights of Novotel in the background. Palm tree again. Don't want you to miss out on that landmark. And we are now getting to the festivities. So even with the weather, probably going to hear some music, probably going to see a lot more people, and I will end up getting a snack of some sort, and probably cry a little bit about the Dunkin' Donuts that's been closed since the pandemic. And hopefully the glare is not too bad, but I want you to embrace what it's like here on a rainy, it's actually rather warm, maybe 12 degrees right now. So this could be any spring night, even though it's winter when I'm filming this. Waiting for the road to be closed off. Oh, we're not falling for the pierogi thing. Not tonight. Still suffering from the cabbage pierogies from earlier. I don't mind cabbage when it's raw. I don't mind when it's in soup. Not on my pierogi. Absolutely not. Again, the cultural appropriation that happens here, like it does in other countries, but it really makes me... So this is Frida. This is a Mexican bar. You might remember her. Yeah. I don't know if I'd put her... I don't think I would call a Mexican restaurant after her. That might be a bit offensive. But who knows? Maybe it's just me. So across the street is Lviv croissants. Wonder it's better than those St. Martin croissants that I gagged on yesterday. God. Getting stuck behind slow walkers. And that's saying something. It's annoying. Now, usually this street is closed off by now, but maybe that's more of a summer thing. You want your Thai spa? Got our share of tourists that are out. You can hear the English. This is quite a contrast from last time I was here. And there was the guy playing the Weeknd song, and everyone was wearing summer clothing. Instead, it's the dress code for the colder months is everyone in a dark coat, so you can't see them and whatnot. Now, this is interesting. Now, this video won't be shown until maybe the first week of April, because we're gonna have a backlog of stuff to show. But they still have Christmas lights up. This is the end of February. Look. So since I already did a walking vlog through all this, and we already went into these churches, we won't do that tonight. So if you're looking for churches, you're going to have to go visit my other previous daylight-orientated ones. because I feel like we're walking through and they're all doing their services right now. But look, see, do you see the Christmas lights right there? Yeah. They still haven't blocked this off. I'm really puzzled. I mean, the police are there. They're set up. Now, I would tell you about the history of this street, but to be honest, I don't know much about the history of this street, aside from the fact that we're creeping closer to, like, the reconstructed Old Town and where the Jewish ghetto was during World War II. And if you go far enough down and then you actually cut to the left, if you will, there's a beautiful park. We're not walking that far tonight. I do want to get back at a reasonable time, so sorry on that one, kiddies. Christmas lights. Now, there's a lobster place here. I wanted to look at the menu. This has nothing to do with me. It's about my mom. She is, like, obsessed with lobster. Actually, my whole family's obsessed with lobster. I shouldn't even just say it's her. It literally is everyone. Parents, both sides, siblings, they're all about lobster. So I find it a bit weird. We have the Lobster House here in Warsaw. This is a shocker. The gimbal has gone out, so we can't get a good view of this church, but we're going to walk in anyway. It's right across from the Lobster House. It's probably locked, but you know what? I was over here before, and I remember there was like a monk statue on the side. You can rub his nose, or I rubbed his nose because I'm cool like that. I'm pretty sure it's locked. But look at it. It's beautiful. Sorry, my camera has now given up hope. I think the rain has gotten to it. We might have to get a new one, honestly. You know, it really is very nice and exquisite when these lights are, like, up. And it's interesting how the city comes alive in the darkness. And it just has a different vibe. And there's those scooters I hate. So we'll try another place. I didn't intend to walk this far down, so it's a good thing I like to be physically active, you know what I mean? And one of the more important monuments in this area is a man on a horse. I believe this is the Poland White House right here. And I remember in the comments, but granted this was back in the summer, you guys told me who that horse was. It's Joseph something. That's all I know. Anyway, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful, picturesque scene. Love it. And if it's not the White House, I apologize in advance. Here's another church I almost went into, but I'm queuing in on the fact all these cars are here, which tells me there's probably a service going on. I didn't know there were Friday night services here. I mean, I guess I should have assumed that. Oh. Here's another Adam Mickiewicza area. I know I said his name wrong. I apologize. I got to get my Polish speakers with me again when I do these tours, but I don't know. I think this is going to be the last one for a while, folks. In the warmer months, they don't have all these buses and cars going this way, just so you're aware. I did a little bit back in June with this girl, and I can't help but film her again for my own posterity's sake. I think this is the cherry place right here. So let's just do a quick smile. First it was the Packy woman, and now we got the cherry. Good times. There was a guy standing right there. He saw me, but for some reason he didn't want to give me anything. Ooh, got spaghetti and broccoli soup tonight. Woo-wee. It's an Irish pub if you guys are interested. Here, steaks and burgers. Looks really cute. Also loud. So this introverted person's probably not going to do too well in there. It really is such a contrast being out tonight to like last time I was here. Because we're right now approaching the old town. You can see it in the distance. And I mean, the streets are just dead. But that's what's cool about traveling to a city and different seasons. And if you want really traditional stuff, here's a Zapianka, I don't mispronounce it, with tortillas. So we managed to do the whole walk down. We've approached the old town. Lucky us. And as the darkness continues to fall upon us, I think this is a good point to bid you all adieu. I appreciate you. I hope you've enjoyed all my Polish walking tours, walking vlogs these last few months. And hopefully you'll watch some of the other stuff on my channel. Poland, I'll be back someday. I don't know when. Life's going to take some interesting turns in the meantime. So, yeah. So thanks, guys. We'll see you soon somewhere else. Peace.